Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what TV show has the best pilot episode? Lost. Edit, thanks for the silver and gold. I don't know why, but I'll never forget the way Locke smiled at Kate while eating that orange. That one scene did a fantastic job foreshadowing how interesting of a character he would be in the series. I'd argue it has the worst pilot. Didn't the motherfucker crash the plane? Actually, Desmond did that. The Chapel show's first episode had Clayton Bigsby, the black and blind Klansman. He has left his wife, stating, "She's a _lover. I fucking lost it the first time I heard this line from the episode." Edit, I remember he said, we asked him why, after 19 long years. Futurama. That show had me hooked from the start, and 20 years later it's still an amazing pilot episode and series as whole. It's also pretty amazing they set up something in the pilot that would be a major plot point many seasons later with Nibble's shadow. I still think about the suicide machine all the time. You are now dead. Thank you for using Stop and Drop, America's favorite suicide booth since 2008. What a lousy sticky rip-off, kicks the booth. Edit, spelling and got the quote right thanks to a Redditor below. I was rewatching it for the countless time the other day and realized at that point Bender still thought he had a backup unit installed, so he knew he wouldn't have suicide. My parents, my co-workers, my girlfriend. I'll never see any of them again. Yahoo! One of my favorite lines in the whole show. He's just a nobody who doesn't want to be a delivery boy. I'd rather not force it on him. Well, too bad, because it's your job, whether you like it or not. And it's my job to make you do your job, whether I like it or not. Which I do. Very much. Now get back to work. The Walking Dead. I lost interest later in the series, like season 4 or something, but that first episode is awesome. The first season had a very good director, then AMC wanted to make nothing but easy money and shit went sideways. The first season had a very good director. Frank Darabont, the guy who directed The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. He left halfway through the second season after AMC cut the budget in half and doubled the number of episodes. That is why the second season was such a shit show. Why did AMC cut the budget? Well, AMC owns the rights to The Walking Dead but rented Mad Men from a different company. That other company demanded more money for Mad Men's last season or two, and that money came from TWD's production budget. Arrested Development had a perfect pilot in my opinion. Funny from the start and introduced all the characters. They're illusions, Michael. I trick is what a whore does for money. Aren't you my cousin? Maybe this was George Michael's cousin, maybe. God, what a good line. The show is even better with a second watch just to see all the jokes like these hidden in there. Look at me. Look what the homosexuals have done to me. They're so dramatic and flamboyant it just makes me want to set myself on fire. X-Files. It set the mood perfectly for that show, as long as you ignore the awful sound quality compared to later episodes in the first season. No one down here but the FBI's most unwanted. Plus Gillian Anderson kickstarting puberty for me. Good lord. Still the #1 crush. And now my highest voted comment is about me still holding a candle for G.A. Mulder and Scully are a bi-woman's dream. Fargo. The ending of the pilot was shocking and really set the tone for the rest of the amazing first series. Fargo is one of the best shows I've seen. Pilot was amazing. Law Malvo, evening, officer. Gus Grimley, evening. License and registration, please. Law Malvo, we could do it that way. You ask me for my papers. I tell you it's not my car, that I borrowed it. See where things go from there. We could do that. Or you could go get in your car and drive away. Gus Grimley, now, why would I do that? Law Malvo, because some roads you shouldn't go down. Because maps used to say, there be dragons here. Now they don't. But that don't mean the dragons aren't there. The scene where he's at the post office and trying to get the package and the person is arguing that he can't pick up someone else's package. And he just goes, am I going to have to go back there and get it myself? So good. Dexter's was pretty good, at least I think it was. Tonight's the night. It's going to happen again and again. Has to happen. Nice night. Miami is a great town. I love the Cuban food and pork sandwiches, my favorite. But I'm hungry for something different, now. Then they show kids singing. I love how they made it seem like Dexter was a pedophile and not a serial killer. Mr. Robot. I don't give a fuck about money. Edit, nice. My top comment was written by another. Also, L don't give a fuck about silver. Hello friend. Maybe I should give you a name. But that's a slippery slope, you're only in my head, we have to remember that. Charlie has cancer. Then they regrouped and shot The Gang Gets Racist as the official pilot. Which was also excellent. Edit, some original footage. This was pre-Philly, and not fully cast as well. Caitlin was a late addition, https://m.youtube.com. Is he your brother or your brother? So I took him to the back alley. And I tore his ass apart. The Gang Gets Racist is still one of the best episodes IMO. God, it's so good. I can't believe that's the first one. Like, what an introduction to the series. Westworld. The heavy ideas kept coming fast one after the next and I thought, whoa, slow down and pace yourselves, guys. But I was eating it all up throughout episode 1. Edit, thank you kindly for the silver. I'm actually thinking of creating a class called Philosophy of Westworld dealing with questions of bioethics, labor, technology and narrative. I'd be excited to teach that one. I love how the opening makes it seem like Teddy is a new guest arriving to Sweetwater. Yeah, that was great twist right at the beginning. Dead Like Me was fantastic. Poignant, funny, dark and charming. Loved Dead Like Me. While Ellen Muth was great, Mandy Patinkin really was the heart of that show. I always thought it was weird that Ellen Muth has done almost no acting roles since Dead Like Me. She hasn't been in anything since 2013. Oh, and the 2000 Z reboot of Battlestar Galactica, hell of a pilot, hella eins lines of a show. Holy shit, the first time those drums start pounding. That score is one of my favorites. Bear MC Creary is a genius. So say we all. So say we all. Archer. The thought of me dying gave you an erection. Only half of one. The other half would have really missed you. Wait. That came out wrong. He's not Kreshaw, his real name is Krimiski. He's definitely Russian, possibly a Jew. The Good Place. I just had a good sleep and I got 8.3 Kelvin upvotes and a gold. Thanks guys. Yes. I was so hooked and binged the first season in like 2 days when I started watching it. I just love the show in general though. I feel like almost all of their jokes land and the humor is just so perfectly crafted and meshes well with the characters and situations they've created. First season is definitely the best but 2 and 3 are still so enjoyable. I'm halfway through 2, and I dare say it's funnier than 1. I had no idea what this show was, I just like Kristen Bell. This show had me cracking up immediately. Ted Danso is hilarious. The show reminds me of Better Off Ted in that it's the funniest show no one knows about. Breaking Bad. After got ended I saw people saying BB was too slow. Walt attempts to cook meth twice in the first episode alone, he also kills a guy and gravely injures another. People can really make up reasons not to like something when they want to. Plus Vince Gilligan is the master of the cold open and in media res narrative framing. Those opening shots of the RV careening down the road with the shirt twisting in the wind, and Walt standing in the middle of the road with a gun in his tight whities, are iconic. I forgot just how much craziness happens in the pilot alone, until I rewatched it. I always remembered it as being spread out across a couple episodes but no, it's all packed into the first hour. Yeah, the cold open is RV, gas masks, bodies sloshing around in liquid, pants hanging outside in the wind, Walt in underwear gripping a gun as sirens approach, then we gotta get from depressed high school teacher to that. Big fan of Prison Break's first episode. It's fucking mental. The tattoos, the ridiculous dialogue, the matchstick Taj Mahal. Ridiculous show overall, but a lot of fun. Community, because it introduces all the main characters, their backgrounds, and the direction of the show all in about 20 minutes. Still has the best Winger speech. Jeff Winger, what makes humans different from other animals? We're the only species on Earth that observes Shark Week. Sharks don't even observe Shark Week, but we do. For the same reason I can pick up this pencil, tell you its name is Steve and go like this. Breaks pencil. And part of you dies just a little bit on the inside. Because people can connect with anything. We can sympathize with a pencil, we can forgive a shark, and we can give Ben Affleck an Academy Award for screenwriting. People can find the good in just about anything but themselves. Look at me. It's clear to all of you that I am awesome. But I could never admit that. That would make me an ass. But what I can do is see what makes Annie awesome. She's driven. We need driven people or the lights go out and the ice cream melts. And Pierce, we need guys like Pierce. This guy has wisdom to offer. Pierce Hawthorne, the Dalai Lama and I. Jeff Winger, we should listen to him sometime. We wouldn't regret it. And Shirley has earned our respect. Not as a wife, not as a mother, but as a woman. Don't test her on that, because that thing about the jukebox was too specific to be improvised. And Troy. Who cares if Troy thinks he's all that? Maybe he is. You think astronauts go to the moon because they hate oxygen? No, they're trying to impress their high school's prom king. And a bed. A bed's a shaman. You ask him to pass the salt, he gives you a bowl of soup. Because you know what, soup is better. A bed is better. You are all better than you think you are. You are designed not to believe it when you hear it from yourself. I want you to look to the person to your left. Sorry. Look at the person sitting next to you. I want you to extend to that person the same compassion you extend to sharks, pencils and Ben Affleck. I want you to say to that person, I forgive you. You've just stopped being a study group. You have become something unstoppable. I hereby pronounce you a community. Edit, my first gold. Thank you, stranger. I love how when Jeff talks about Pierce and how they should listen to him, Pierce starts to talk and Jeff just continues on over him. Probably my favorite part of the pilot. The Dalai Lama and I. Love the community pilot, there are so many great lines. I'm in a bit of a jam. The Bar Association just suspended my license. Turns out my law degree was not legitimate. I thought you had a bachelor's from Columbia. Now I have to get one from America. And it can't be an email attachment. I see your value now.